Sometimes you just have horribly bad ideas and you go through with them anyway. That's how I can sum up trailer 1.9. 1.8, I think I was on to something. But storing my saws in the aisle, frankly, was just a horrible idea. I need my aisle clear because sometimes I put my pressure washer in there, sometimes I haul materials in there. And then I realized that today I installed some storm doors and I needed my workbench, but I didn't need any of my saws. They were ready to install. All I needed was a couple of drills. So now we're at 2.0, and I was hoping like for 2.0 I would just like be able to completely like remodel the trailer, but incremental improvements. So I'm going back to a variant of 1.8. Unfortunately, when I went to 1.9, I butchered part of my tool organizational system, and I have to remake that in some form. So I'm not sure what form that's going to look like yet, but I got another $30 sheet of plywood. I really like it's the radiata pine that Home Depot carries. What has happened with 1.9 is my setup time has doubled. My cleanup time has increased. So I'm trying to get both of those down. Experimentation and failure is just part of life. I'm not scared of that. I'm not scared to try something and it fail miserably. Sure wish I wouldn't have wasted the time. I wish I would have kept 1.8 and then did what I'm doing today without having to repair what the damage that 1.9 has caused. So whenever I left my job site today, I didn't even bother really organizing the trailer. So let's take a look at it real quick. Here's the aftermath of 1.9. I think just like Windows, I should have skipped 0.9 and went straight to 10. So here's the aftermath. You'll notice that my miter saw stand is missing. I ditched that piece of crap and I've gone to my $30 miter stand for now, which is right there, and right there. There is another video over that $30 miter stand that you should check out. Okay, it took me 17 minutes to get fully set up and ready to work. That's not horrible, honestly, but I'm still not happy with how I felt setting up. I want to be able to set up quickly, get this guy going in 10 minutes or less, and then the rest of this that I had to get out just to work, I want to be able to get it out as I need it. And so the unloading and setting up of the trailer happens as it needs to happen, not meaninglessly setting all this up just so I can work. Now the aisle is clear. That front nose has just been my catch-all of crap. We're gonna correct this. Okay, step one was to move this guy back to where he belongs, up here. So this way, the first thing I can get out and set up is my workbenches. That's the way to go for me in my workflow. Next, my table saw is going to go in this pocket right here. And I kind of have already a line right there of where something was before. But now, I'm going to make a nice tight spot for my table saw to fit. Get more cabinets are going to go here. Then I'm going to make a shelf for my miter saw to sit on that will hold my miter saw in place until I'm ready to use it. I've been bungeeing my table saw down, and every time you bungee something or latch something or lock something, that is time that it costs to undo it. Here's something I'm going to try. I have made just a little cleat that my table saw fits under. All I've got to do is push it forward, lean back, and when I'm coming in, I'm going to have it like this anyway. Come all the way forward, and then as it falls down, it hits that little guy, and now it's pretty secure and isn't going to go anywhere. Okay, my miter saw is going to sit here. The saw is 59 pounds. And it's kind of a high lift, but whoever designed the saw did a really good job of thinking out the handles. I had to trim my base to my $30 miter stand just a little bit to make it fit. And then I'm going to run a lip across here to keep it from sliding out. Trailer 2.0. With this setup, I just saved 10 minutes on my roll-up of the trailer. I've been averaging, I was about 38 minutes. When I went to 1.9, it went up to about 45 minutes. Just got down to 30 minutes and some odd seconds. I'll post that on the screen. So I feel a lot better. My aisleway is clear. Now I can put whatever it is I need to in this aisleway. So changes. We moved back to the 1.8 configuration for the workbench garage. Got my cords hanging there still. Table saw, accessories, push sticks, feather boards right there. Clamps are all right there. I've ditched the Delta rolling miter stand in favor of my own stand. There'll be a link to that in the video. My new miter saw sits here. There's a nice little lip that goes around. This sits inside this channel and it's not going anywhere. The stall is secured for my table saw. Again, I built this little guy to hold it in place. I have a tall fence from a table saw that's just going to go right there for now. Here is my new bin. I'm going to install one more shelf there, then leave the bottom open for 5-gallon buckets. So we have drills, chargers, and lights. Nail guns. My Graco handheld cup sprayer with spray tips, extension wand, and pump armor. Empty. My paint sprayer moved to here. As you've probably been aware if you follow the series, my paint sprayer has been here for the longest time. And I like having a little workbench area to set up and stage off of. So I've moved it down there, and I think it's safer for one. It's out of the way until I need it, and I can get to it. Power tools are still here. Added a little clip here because this guy kept sliding out. That should retain it. Here is cleaning stuff that really I should figure out a better way of doing. Ladders, fan, poles, tall stuff. Right here are the two 4-foot extensions for my miter saw stand. I went ahead and just ran a bungee across that. Have my levels here. I've never had a good place to store my levels. They are all beat up. Somehow they're still accurate, or at least I think they're accurate. Maybe they're not. I need to figure out a way to store my levels better. Now that I have room, I can probably build nice little trays for my 2-foot, 3-foot, and I only have a 2 and 3-foot level. I don't really need anything longer than that for my kind of work. Now, everything is in its place, and there is a place for almost everything. I am finally happy enough where I can go to sleep. This has been driving me crazy all week long.